Today I will tell you about the movie The Human Centipede. Dr. Hayter is sitting in his car on the side of a deserted highway offshoot. He looks closely at the photo, which shows 3 dogs standing behind each other. Each of them seem to have its muzzle glued to the back of the previous one. The doctor admires this peculiar chain of dogs until he is distracted by a larger load parked right behind him. A fat, unkempt driver gets out of the truck and runs into the woods. He carries a roll of toilet paper in his hands. Dr. Hayter became interested in the driver. He gets out of the car, takes a small caliber rifle with him, hides it under his raincoat, and follows the driver. When he sits down in the bushes, the doctor aims a rifle at him. Jenny and Lindsay, cute American tourists who came to Germany for entertainment and new experiences. They are relaxing in an inexpensive hotel room and going to visit a bunker club. Lindsay talks on the phone to her friend Amy about a new acquaintance, a waiter, who Jenny liked and invited them to hang out together. The friends go to the party by car. On the way, they get lost, lose their way, and drive into the wilderness. Moreover, they puncture a tire and find themselves alone in the middle of the night in a creepy wilderness. Lindsay is trying to call the car rental service, but her cell phone is not picking up the network. The friends decide to sit and wait until dawn. A car appears out of the darkness. He stops. A fat, elderly German is saying something to the girls. They would understand him if they knew German, but they can only answer him in English. Finally, the friends understand what the unpleasant-looking German wants from them. He needs a cupcake in exchange for help. Of course, the girls refuse, and reluctantly, but the German leaves. Lindsay and Jenny have to decide whether to sit in the car and wait for the next pervert, or go look for help. They choose the latter. The friends leave the road, go deeper into the forest, and finally lose their bearings. They quarrel, start swearing, and when they're both tired and don't want to go any further, Lindsay sees a light from the window of the house among the trees. It's starting to rain. The girls, cold and tired, hurry to the house. They catch a glimpse of a strange tombstone in the courtyard. It says, "My favorite triple dog." After shouting and knocking on the door, they are finally answered by a tall man. Dr. Hayter looks at his friends for a long time while they ask for help and permission to call from him. Then he lets them into the house, asks a couple of questions, and leaves to call a tow truck. My friends ask me to drink plain water. The house looks creepy from the inside. There are a lot of strange paintings on the walls, and the hallway looks like a morgue corridor. My friends are scared, but it's even scarier to return to the forest in the rain. Dr. Hayter is in the kitchen pouring water and pretending to be talking to the help desk. In fact, he drops one tablet into glasses designed for girls. The doctor informs them that the tow truck will arrive in half an hour. All 3 of them are sitting in the living room in silence. The girls are embarrassed. They keep touching glasses of water, trying to start a conversation. The doctor admits that he is not married because he does not like people. At this moment, Lindsay spills her water, causing the owner of the house to flare up. He shouts at the clumsy guest and already goes to the kitchen for a new portion, as his friends assure him that they will drink from the same glass. However, the doctor still leaves, ostensibly to get a towel. In fact, he goes to the basement to check the recent loot of the drugged truck driver. At the same time, he fills the syringe with sleeping pills, since Lindsay has spilled her portion. Lindsay and Jenny decide to escape before it's too late. Jenny drinks the rest of her water and feels tired. Dr. Hayter returns with a towel, holding a syringe behind his back. Jenny is almost passed out and Lindsay asks to call a taxi. He says that her friend drank water with a special substance. Lindsay tries to run, but she is too weak to do so. The doctor grabs her and injects the drug from a syringe into her neck. The night is coming to an end. Dr. Hayter has breakfast and destroys the girls' documents along the way. They themselves wake up and are horrified to find themselves in a dark basement, chained to metal bunks. Medical devices beep in the headboards. The same heavy truck driver is lying on the 3rd bed. The doctor comes to the screams. He's calm and collected. He ignores the pleas of his girlfriends, approaches the fat driver and says that he is not suitable and will have to kill him. The doctor injects a lethal drug and the driver dies. Dr. Hayter quickly finds a replacement for him. He brings the Japanese Katsura to the basement. Then he decides to introduce himself and tells me that he worked as a surgeon for a long time. During his practice, he separated conjoined twins, but after retiring, he got bored and decided to perform a reverse operation. to create such twins. His first experiment was to combine dogs into an unusual multi-legged creature. Now he decided to create a human centipede. To this end, and the doctor elaborated on this in detail, he plans to connect people's anuses with their mouths, lining them up one after another. Dr. Hayter tells her friends and Katsura in detail how the operation will take place. In addition to directly connecting the anuses and mouths, he plans to deform their kneecaps for easier movement on all fours and unite the digestive systems. Before the operation, the doctor puts the Japanese man to sleep, then performs the same procedure with Jenny, but Lindsay manages to escape. While the sadistic surgeon is busy with her friend, she unties the straps holding her arm with her teeth, then frees her other hand and jumps off the bed. The girl does not notice that an IV needle is stuck in her vein, and tears the vein while escaping. Dr. Hayter, in a rage, knocks over a cart with tools and drugs. Bloodied and terrified, Lindsay hides in Hayter's house, in one of his rooms. She tries not to make any noise, but the doctor finds her and demands to open the room. He threatens Lindsay with terrible violence if she doesn't open the door. And then, when the girl doesn't respond to the threat, he disappears. Lindsay wants to escape through the window, picks up a table lamp to smash it, pulls down the curtain and screams in horror. Behind her stands a mad doctor with a rifle in his hands. Hayter breaks the window from the outside, while Lindsay escapes through the door, unlocking it far from immediately. She runs headlong through the house, opens one door after another, until she finds herself in the pool and falls into it. The doctor catches up with her and points a rifle loaded with a sleeping pill dart, but Lindsay does not give up. She dives underwater to escape the shot. She can't hold her breath for long. The girl comes up and begs the doctor to kill her. The doctor tells Lindsay that one of the dogs he once united also tried to escape before the operation. When he caught that dog, he placed it in the middle in tandem with the canine centipede. Here, the pain during wound healing is much greater. He plans to do the same with Lindsay. The girl is terrified. She's willing to do anything, even death, to avoid surgery. The doctor tries to lure her out, turns on the blinds covering the pool from above. But Lindsay dives in, deciding to drown herself. When the blinds are almost closed, the power grid is overloaded and all electricity in the house is turned off. The doctor retires to fix the problem, leaving Lindsay on her own. The girl gets out of the pool, tries to run, but remembers her friend. She returns to the basement, where Jenny and a Japanese man unknown to her are lying unconscious. Lindsay pulls her friend out, lifts her upstairs, drags her down the hall and is already carrying her out of the house. But before she could drag Jenny even 20 meters away, the Hayter doctor shoots her in the back. A sleeping pill dart hits between the shoulder blades. The girl turns off. Having placed all three at the disposal, the doctor performs the operation. Katsura is assigned the role of the centipede's head. Lindsay, as he promised, puts it in the middle. Jenny becomes the tail. All three survive the operation. The doctor begins to train them so that the centipede can live normally. He trains people like dogs, feeds them dog food, forces them to bring and run other errands. Poor sanitary conditions lead to the inevitable. Jenny gets sick. An infection enters her body, which is not adapted for such bullying. However, the doctor does not even think about treating the girl, because you can simply replace her with a new part of the centipede. One day, a police squad arrives at Dr. Hayter's house. They ring the intercom when the doctor is in the basement with his centipede. As soon as the owner of the house picks up the phone, Katsura screams that she has the strength to save them, but the doctor manages to cover the receiver with his hand. He goes upstairs, quickly cleans himself up and, alert, goes to open the door. Detective Kranz and his partner, Detective Voller, enter the house at the invitation of the owner and tell him that they are looking for missing people. The Hayters found the girl's car not far from the house. The doctor admits that he rarely leaves his home and that he is entirely engaged in research. He offers the guests a drink of water. The police agree. The doctor goes to the kitchen and pours everyone a glass of water, where he drops the pills. Katsura is screaming in the basement, but the cops can't hear him. They are conducting an interrogation, asking about a possible connection with foreign tourists, whose screams one of the witnesses heard near the doctor's house. They also hint that Hayter has something to do with the missing Christian driver, because his car was seen near the place where the driver disappeared. The doctor flares up, shouts at the detectives, tries to force them to drink water with sleeping pills, and leave the house. He plans to replace the tail of his centipede with one of the policemen. But Detective Kranz bravely endures the angry rebuke of the owner of the house and breaks his glass. After coming to his senses, Dr. Hayter apologizes, refers to nervousness, and goes to get a towel. In the basement, he tells the centipede that he has found 2 new pieces and is going to attach them in place of Jenny. Upon his return, the doctor begins to remove the glass fragments, and Detective Kranz asks for permission to inspect the basement. Hayter refuses, of course. He demands a search warrant. A new argument ensues. A towel falls out of the doctor's hands, and the police see a hidden syringe under it. The doctor says he brought his insulin with him because he has diabetes. The police don't believe Hayter and quickly leave. They need to get a search warrant. They promise to be back in 20 minutes. The detectives leave, and the doctor rushes to the basement to hide his centipede. But she's not in the basement. Terrified, Hayter goes to look for the trio and finds her around the next bend. Kotsura sticks a scalpel in the sadistic surgeon's leg. The doctor falls down, screaming in pain, and Kotsura attacks him and bites him in the neck. He tried to chew through his artery, but he didn't finish his job. The centipede is in a hurry to escape. They climb the steep stairs. Their bodies begin to detach from each other, and the doctor rises from the floor. The fugitives plan to leave through the previously broken window in Hayter's room. When they reached it, they found that the doctor had installed a new glass. In desperation, Kotsura rushes at him and smashes him, and when the doctor catches up with the trio, he cuts his throat with a piece of glass. The police are returning with a warrant. They ring the intercom, but no one answers. At this time, Dr. Hayter crawls away to the pool and hides there, holding a scalpel in his hand. He's getting ready to meet the detectives. The same people break down the door and go in search of a sadistic surgeon. While they are rummaging through the house, they discover a half-dead centipede. Weak from drinking water with a drug, Voller finds the doctor first, but he kills him and throws him into the pool. When the faucet bursts into the room, Hayter kills him too. However, the detective, before falling into the water with a bullet through his stomach, shoots the doctor in the head, blowing out his brains. The centipede stays at the top. The girls are crying, holding hands. Finally, Jenny dies, leaving Lindsay alone between the 2 dead.